E3 is coming up, and oh, I really wish I could go again. I went a few years ago, and with my college, well, not a few years ago, quite a long time, and I attended the E3 Games convention. Oh my god, was it amazing! It was one of the years, I think it might be the first or second one, was when Metal Gear Solid 3 was being released, or Metal Gear Solid 4, just before the PlayStation 3 was out. I think it was like the year that I went, which was just before. Now, from what I remember going to E3, I thought it was just to the games industry, and it was just that's it, just some reporters. I didn't realise you could actually buy your ticket and you could actually go to E3. Something like $500, but I know it sounds expensive, but I would go to it straight away. If I had the chance, I would fly out right now to E3 and be like, yes, I would interview everyone, and I would love it. I think it's sometimes it's nice when you read and when you hear about these E3 experiences and people, it's like, oh, from the industry, like, oh, E3 is great, this game, it's when you hear it from someone who's actually been and actually attended, who isn't part of the industry yet, it's one of those things where I like stories about it. So I would love to hear like everyone else's stories. I remember walking around and actually talking. Now, my favourite part was actually getting press kits. If you don't know what a press kit is basically it's stuff for your games. So, for example, when Kingdom Hearts 2 was coming out, I went up to the Square Enix stand, and there was me and this guy, and he was like, he was like, yeah, I'm with this games company. Can I have a No, I don't know. Just like, would you like a press kit? And I was like, yeah, I'll have one. Yeah, I'm with college. And I actually splashed my ID and was like, yeah, I'm here writing for my college. And we're doing this game industry. I don't think I actually said it something. I think it was more the lines of, well, yeah, I'm with a college. I'm with a games industry magazine. We'll call this. Can I have a I'll take that press kit. And they handed it over. And I used to go around all of them. Sometimes people were like, well, no, you're not part of the industry, so we can't give you this press kit, but if you can go to our website. And I was like, yeah, I'm in Los Angeles, I'm all the way from England, and I'm not going to go online while I'm here. Some of them were some of the free gifts. Now, there are two stories which I love about this time. When One Piece was coming out on the PlayStation 2, or when they were showing this off, they were giving away bandanas, and they were also giving away .hack t-shirts. So literally, while these people were giving out these t-shirts, I grabbed one, and this guy literally grabbed it from my hands. I was like, oh, I don't want that. And I was like, no, fuck off. I'm having that for myself. Into the bag it goes. And then again, this woman threw another t-shirt, and I grabbed it, and he was like, oh, I was like, no, I want one of this for my friend. And then the third time, this woman threw me a t-shirt, and the guy was like, I was like, there you go. And I actually gave him, he was like, oh, thanks. Or he didn't say anything, maybe just looked at me and just walked away, and I was like, yeah. And another one was, I know, bearing back that one, is just like, it's like everyone will do something for a free t-shirt. I guarantee you, it's like, punch that person in the face. It's one of my favourite t-shirts. I don't actually have it about. No, I don't. It's one of my favourite t-shirts. That is a long sleeve one. I love this t-shirt. I think it's amazing. I remember going up to like with my friend Alex. We went up to the Play Logic, I think it was, and yeah, we started speaking to them. And I was like, oh, can I have a t-shirt? And she's like, no, you can't have a t-shirt. I was like, oh, okay, thanks for that. But then, like, while she was sitting down, I turned my back, like, kind of like that to her, and I started talking to this other girl. And my friend was like, oh, yeah, from Britain, we're, from a college, and we were wanting kind of t-shirt. And this girl just goes, yeah, there you go. And the woman that's sort of like, no, you can't have a t-shirt, was like, you can have a t-shirt too. And then literally said, oh, can we get a photo? She was like, yeah. And she started stroking up and down my arm. I was like, oh, okay, this is something different. And then we were like, thank you very much. And then we just walked away. So that was great. I love that one. And back in the UK, we had a thing called, I can't remember, Game Zone or something. It was basically it was a TV show, and they talked about video games. And it pretty much, it's like any sort of gaming show, any gaming show in the world where it's like, you know, they talk about games and they have challenges and they get people on and they play games, and yeah, basically that was it. They don't really, like, they don't make them that many anymore, and I kind of miss them. So we met these, actually, me and my friend, we actually met like the hosts from the show, and we're like, dude, we know who you are. He's like, dude, it's one from England. And oh, it was so hilarious because it was like, dude, we watch you all the time. You guys are amazing. And they're like, yeah, thanks, man. You know, and we started talking to them for a while, and then we got photos. I actually really enjoyed it. I might try and find that photo, and I might try and find the show, what it was. And literally, we just hung out with them for a while, and it was something like this. These are things that I love the experiences with, and I think it's amazing. I actually have footage from somewhere of E3. I'm going to put it up on another video, but you can actually see it. Oh, it's so much fun. There are loads of different stories on this one. They're all coming flooding back to me now. Oh, what else have we got? They had porn stars from Playboy there, and me and my friend, we waited for a while to get these like PlayStation cover mats and signed. Now I loved it. I got my PlayStation mat. I actually threw them away because they've been under my bed for years. I mean, we're talking about years. I couldn't be bothered with them anymore, so I just binned them. But like, to Mark, from lots of love from this person here. Now I got to sign my Game Boy at the time in silver pen, which rubbed off, and I was like, that was worth like 20 minutes waiting, and it's gone. Well done. Okay, so another one is obviously, like most conventions, they did have people signing autographs. Now I got one, and it was from a presenter on G4. I think G4 is still going, which is a show in America. And I was like, I was like, can you make this? She was like, who can I make this out to? I was like, Mark. I said, can you also write something quite cool or witty? And she wrote, here is something witty, signed by her. And I was like, that's not kind of what I wanted, but oh well, I'll go with this one. Well done, you get a cookie. So it was a kind of okay-ish story. Now I met possibly one person I would never think about meeting in the world, and that was Gary Coleman. It was like, he came up to my belt. It was like, oh my god, why? You know, you're so tiny, but it's one of those people that you would never ever expect to meet at all. And I was like, I need a picture with you. He was promoting Postal. It was Postal 2 because he's in that game, and I was like, wow, I'm meeting you for no reason. No, I hardly knew who he was. I was like, what you talking about? What is it? What you talking about? Yeah, I just thought, yeah, I was gonna do Mr. T, but yeah, I had to meet him. I was like, bang, that was awesome. I miss E3 a lot. There was one more story. There's another story! Before I found my love for Pikachu, I hated Pikachu. I didn't like it. I didn't like Pokemon because Pokemon had been going down that step. And they got to the point where Nintendo was giving out plushies. They gave out plushies of like the original ones. And there was going to be an R moment, I think. So when standing in line for Nintendo and playing like the DS and all that, waiting for them, you had a few like these guys coming out giving away gifts, like these little Pokemon gifts, and they were plushies. And literally, you know, this guy in the back throws out a Squirtle, and it lands near me. And obviously, if I got out of queue, that was it. I wouldn't be able to go back in. Blah 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 blah. I wouldn't be able to get back into it. So this guy actually comes up, picks up, and goes, "Is this yours?" I went, "Yeah, kind of." He goes, the guy just threw it in. He goes, yeah. He goes, well, have it. And he did the whole thing of like, he's like, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But he was like, yeah, you can have this. And then he turned around and was like, do you want any more? I was like, what are we talking about here? He goes, well, we've got Bulbasaur and Charmander. And Pikachu was like, if you can get me Charmander and Bulbasaur, you can leave Pikachu at the desk. And he came back and he gave them to me. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. Thank you very much. He goes, no problem, you've been waiting in line. And this is the moment. I think this is, I really like the story because when we got back to like the meeting area, we had like we all sat in a group and we were waiting. And my friend Pete at the time, I haven't spoken to him for a long time. So, but this is what made me smile. When we sat down, I was showing Alex, or showing one of my friends, the Pokemon plushies, and he goes, Pete comes over and goes, where did you get them? I said, oh, they were given away at Nintendo. He goes, right, I will pay you $25 or $50, I can't remember the thing, for one of those plushies for my little girl. I was like, here, just take this one. He goes, what? I said, just take it. It's for your little girl. He goes, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I don't want any money, I don't want anything. You know, I was given this as a nice gesture, so I want to give this to you. I think that's what I said. But I just literally just gave him Charmander, and I was like, as long as I got Bulbasaur, I don't care. So yeah, and he was like, thank you. And I think he hugged me. I was just like, you know, it's something for my little girl. You know, I wasn't able to get there, and I know that they stopped doing them, but just thank you. And I like doing that. I did something nice, and those warm fuzzy feelings from E3 is the reason why I want to go back, because I want to experience it again. And hopefully maybe next year or the year after, I may return and be like, hey E3, I'm back. So that's my stories of E3 and all my E3 randomness. I might make another memories video later on. I quite like the memory videos, they're quite fun. So pop your comments down below and tell me, what's the best convention that you've been to? What for you it makes a convention, you know? And let me know, I'm quite interested. Make a video response if you want, and I shall talk to you guys soon.